McLaren definitely most improved, better on their tires, and I think Lando's better on his tires than Oscar is generally, which is
Yeah.
like just a problem between like the difference between the two of them. Sexy.
Also sexy.
Cold open. Ryan, we're back, baby.
We are. Oh my God.
We were delayed 4 weeks, and then they moved it up 3 hours on us, but we finally got the Miami
top
Grand
rope.
Prix. Yes,
We did. And
We did.
honestly, right call by the FIA to do that.
I want to get into it here in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious on that, but as always, this is the cool down rundown. Everything Formula One Miami Grand Prix review is about what we're about to get into. But traditionally, Ryan, there's one way we always start these episodes, so I hope you have a drink ready in hand.
Of course, brother. Always.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
Spicy. Beautiful.
not too bad. Not too shabby. We're back at it with the beers.
Always. Always, brother.
So, what'd you think of the race, Ryan?
Sam, I want to choose my words carefully here, but
Okay.
it was probably one of my favorite races I've watched as a fan.
Wow.
It was so action-packed
High praise.
through the entire way. And, it's crazy to say that for Miami because it's usually a shit race. Last year, I think, was a anomaly with the rain. But this year, we'd even get the rain because of the move with the timing of the start. And I was entertained the entire time. How about you, though? I really want to know what you think about it.
I will say this is the best Miami Grand Prix I think I've seen. I think these regulations actually do go a long way for this track. I think because it wasn't so much of a power circuit, a lot more people were up in their, these cars are able to compete a little bit more. And I'm glad we're at this point of the stage in the season, Ryan, because I feel like we've gone through the early cobwebs of the season and the new cars and new regulations, and now we can just race properly. And I agree. It was a very solid beginning part of this race. And something that I've kind of noticed with this whole season so far is I think the first 60% of the races are really good. But then after that pit stop and after everything calms down, it's kind of, okay. And I want to see that same energy that we got on lap 1 to go into like the last lap. And we kind of got it a little bit. So it did kind of.
I was going to say, I think we got that
come
there,
back.
Sam.
It did come back, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
I think the way for me to describe it, it's like a ride in a roller coaster, and that first drop, right, is the beginning of the race, and it's fucking crazy, and then there's a little bit of a lull, and then you kind of have another big climb again. I think that's after the pit stops, we're kind of just waiting for everything to catch back up, and then the end of this race was that final drop off for excitement, and I was entertained the entire time. The meme you sent me on Twitter today from the movie Cars and how the last lap finished up. Truly, that's how it felt, man. It was pure chaos. So yeah, I want to just dive right in and talk about this.
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say before we dive fully into it, I would like to go over our bet slip.
Oh, you're right.
From
My God,
from a couple days ago.
I wanted to forget about it.
Ryan, we are still 0-0 on points, baby.
Man, we are not good gamblers, Sam.
I won't lie. I honestly thought that you won your medium risk bet.
I wish.
I got him so confused, man, because I thought the bet for you was a race winner without Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. I thought that was a sprint winner. And I had Gasly, and Gasly did do that, but not for the race, for the sprint. I was I was of two minds. I'm like, either I made huge points or Ryan made huge points, but good thing, neither one of us. We both had a top 6 sprint winner finisher. Mine was Behrman, yours was Pierre, and neither one of them were there. And none of our bets hit. Not a single one.
I know. I was kind of close on a few of them for you. If my high bet for Lando being top qualifier for the sprint would have worked.
Yep.
Max, if he didn't have to do the Hail Mary toss, could have been a top 4 finisher potentially.
Yeah, even with. He's still right outside of that. That was pretty close.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty close. It wasn't far-fetched bets I was offering you.
I like to think, Ryan, that my unofficial bet actually did come through, which I said Kimi Antonelli would still lead George Russell in the championship.
Yeah, but you didn't actually put a bet down.
But it doesn't matter. It does not count.
That was just a prediction. That was a prediction, not a bet.
It was not a bet. You are correct because I did not bet anything. But you and me, we got skin in the game on this one, which is a shot of alcohol. So time for due diligence. What are you drinking?
Oh, good old Jameson, brother. What about you?
Boulet Bourbon.
Beautiful.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Ugh.
Way better than the tequila I was doing last month. Way, 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 way better. Woo-hoo.
I thought about taking a shot of Malort, and I'm so glad I didn't. Oh, man. Okay, well, now that that's over, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this race, Sam.
Nitty-gritty.
And I want to talk about that opening lap and that sequence. Holy shit, man. I'm telling you, I had to watch the replay of that opening, first 2 sectors over and over again to truly grasp what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Because, at one point, there was almost 4 wide.
Yes.
Barreling into turn 1. And then you had Max and Kimi lock up.
Mm-hmm.
Charles squeaks by. He's like, I'm just going to scooch past here.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. Just see him. And then, fucking Crofty and Brundle, they think Kimmy's in the lead when it's actually Charles.
Yeah.
And then your boy, Max, does a 360 spin.
Yeah.
I think he's done for. He falls back to, what was it, 8th, 9th?
Yes, 8th.
Yeah, and then he just starts playing bumper cars with people. He played bumper cars with a lot of drivers today, I will say.
Dude, that first lap, okay. Here, because Max went into a 360 spin, and then as he came out of that, he legit, to me, was like that raccoon trying to gather all the cotton candy in the water. He's like, no. He was constantly dude, he was like a rabid animal, man. Literally snapping at anybody who got too close.
Dude, this was a very, I don't want to be, I am going to be critical. I'm going to be critical of Max for a minute.
Yeah.
He felt like his driving today felt like what Max, and you'll have to correct me on this one because you saw him his rookie year way more than I ever did. It just felt like he was just taking some big lunges and some big risks out there to just try to claw back into the front half of the grid. It was very interesting to see this side of Max. I mean, we've seen him be aggressive before, but this just seemed a little too aggressive, if I'll say.
That's just because he's doing it against toddlers, and it seems worse. But he does it. It's the same way, man. He races the same.
No,
deep lunges to the line. We're going or we're crashing. It's the same style. It just is. He's just doing it with people that's a lot slower than around him. And I think actually Carlos Sainz, because I was listening to the Post Race show on the way up here. I think Carlos Sainz is quoted to say, "Oh, Max thinks he can get away with that because he's in the midfield, fighting midfield cars."
And I love that quote.
It's a good quote. And the announcer, I think it was Hinchcliffe, was like, "I think Max races like that, even with the top step people, kind of a thing." The only person I think he races fairly with is Leclerc, because they're friends.
I think they're secretly in love with each other, honestly, at this point. Because truly. There was another meme I saw from the sprint race, and it was a comparison of Max and Charles, how they race against each other, and it was just this beautiful animation of just I think it was a football grid, or something like that, and just the players moving around. It was strategic, it was beautiful, all this stuff, and then it was an image of Max and Lewis. Battling against each other, and it's these 2 drivers just with angry faces, and it just says, "I fucking hate you, die." Truly, you are so correct. He only races properly with Charles, it feels like. Everyone else can just burn in hell in his mind.
Yeah. I thought the race opening, though, Ryan, was quite insane, because honestly, I think Antonelli, who had a bad race start for the 4th time, 5th time, 6th time this year. I read, or I heard during the sprint race, that he has lost over 18 positions in a race start. So now that would be 19 or 20 with what happened today. But they both kind of did a very similar maneuver, Kimi and Max. They both went to cover off their respective people, Kimi on Leclerc and Max on Lando, and that both put them off the line for the corner, and they both locked up. And Max did not have full control of his car when he put the speed back on to which he spun out. And then Kimi kind of lost it a little bit to Leclerc and then Norris. And I think that really set up the race because for a significant portion for the first 10 laps or so, I didn't know who was going to win this race, Leclerc, Norris, or Kimi. Like they were just yo-yoing and pancaking around each other. Like that was my favorite part. This is my favorite race so far this season by far.
Yeah, same. Oh, for sure.
And I think it's because also one, we don't have a Mercedes winner. Well, no shit, we do have a Mercedes winner. We didn't not for the sprint race. But there was actual challenge to Mercedes. They didn't win it by a country mile. They won it by 2 seconds. At one point, I thought Leclerc was going to win it. At one point, I thought Norris was going to win it. I thought it was really exciting.
Yes, and I hope we have this type of race throughout the rest of the season. I still think this is Mercedes' championship for sure as of right now. You know, it was really nice to see the upgrades from Ferrari and McLaren to bring the heat.
Yeah.
But, you know, Mercedes is going to have upgrades in Canada.
Yes.
I just hope these cars can keep it competitive throughout the entire race to where we are guessing, like, okay, who is going to win?
Yeah.
I have no idea. There was 5 different leaders for this race, Sam. I don't think we've had that yet this season. So that was also a really fun aspect, just to see just the up and downs of every team. The emotions I was going through this race, buddy, I'm still trying to like reel them in and just process everything that happened.
I mean, you're exactly right, Ryan, with the upgrades everybody brought. This track is a little bit different than any of the tracks we've been here so far this season. It is not a power sensitive track. There's plenty of places for them to recharge the battery and keep going. There's, you know, they're not on the full throttle like they are in Canada or even Japan. Australia has not that many hard braking zones. This one does, enough places to go in, and so I think that really benefited the McLarens. I think, yeah, the upgrade package that Mercedes brings to Canada will be very telling. And because I do think these teams were at work while we were off in April. I will tell you what, seeing they call it the Macarena wing. I like the rotisserie wing a lot better from the Ferrari.
Or what Crofty likes to say, the flippy flop wing.
Oh, jeez. Another thing against Crofty today, man.
I know. We'll get into that later.
Seeing it in action is really cool. And then, Ryan, I'm a firm believer, always was, that it was such a great piece of technology. So much so that Red Bull just had to copy it and make it maybe a little bit better. I don't know. It looked pretty sick.
Now, hold on. I'm going to bitch here for a second, Sam.
Okay.
Because I already am seeing reports that the FIA is looking to ban the diffuser wing for the exhaust in 2027 that Ferrari is doing. But they have no issue with Red Bull's back wing with the little T crossbar there. I don't think any other team has that. And they've already come out and say, like, we're fine with that. But, hey, Ferrari with that diffuser, can't do that. No. Fuck off.
Welcome to Formula One,
that
baby.
Bullshit, dude. Why does the universe just hate Ferrari? What did they do, Sam? You know, actually, you said this last year, I believe, you said Charles sold his soul to the devil to get Monaco and Monza in the same year, and I think you are right. I think there might be a chance where I just don't see a Ferrari win in my lifetime again at this point.
I think Ferrari sold their souls getting like the Schumacher wins, and then getting the random 2017 Kimi Räikkönen one also was like just a little bit of a godsend to them. And then like today, I don't know. Like, let me ask you as a Ferrari fan, delusion in mind. Like what is your overall takeaway? Oh, okay.
I'm disappointed.
Okay.
Okay. Especially a problem with Ferrari and like their marketing and how they communicate things is they just like to show all their cards weeks in advance. They're telling everyone, hey, we're changing over 60% of the car. It's going to be brand new. During practice, during qualifying, in Q1, they show all their entire hand. They don't save anything until the last runs. And that always fucks them over, man. Charles was looking so good.
Yep.
and then the car loses power. Same for Lewis on the last fucking runs. Can't do it. And I thought they were going to get pole. Didn't get pole. And then again,
Pit stop
their car, like there's moments where it's beautiful. It's great. Like even though it's not perfect, you know, they can be competitive in certain instances. And especially with Charles, I love just watching him drive and just compete, defending these other cars for as long as he can. But their ceiling this season is third place. That's where they just live at best at this point. And it's now I'm at the frustrating phase. Also the strategy fuck up. They fucked up Charles by pitting him too early to cover, who was it, George? And that didn't work. And got stuck in traffic, and that definitely costed him a podium spot. So so I'm frustrated all around.
It was a weird strategy call, you know, to come in early because, like, especially with the possibility of rain at that moment, and then they had a slow pit stop, which cost them the position on George, and they never got it back. And then, which is kind of it's a flip flop situation of what Kimi did to Lando. Kimi went in first and completely undercut Lando Norris. Enough for Lando to be like, hey, we should have won this race. I don't know if Lando would have won the race if he had the lead on Kimi. The fact that they were 2 seconds between each other was, you know, interesting because they pulled out a gap. I think
they did. It was like over 20 seconds.
It was over 20 seconds before Leclerc's car went kaput.
Yes. Which
is concerning for Ferrari because, like you said, I think before this race, you could have locked in Ferrari top 2, you know? But now that the McLarens have speed and dare I say, Max might have a little bit of speed too. Today wasn't his best day, but yeah, the Ferraris might have a little bit of a challenge on their head coming up for these couple of races. They gotta pull it together.
Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll see how Canada goes, but I'm not as optimistic as I was in the first 3 races after watching what happened in Miami. I'm still happy they're competing, but I want more, Sam. I want more. I'm greedy. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I've waited 555 days for another Ferrari win, Sam, and I'm going to have to wait longer. Who knows how long I have to wait.
Well, I would like to, can you give me a reenactment of you seeing Leclerc in a dust of smoke from his tires from spinning around on 4 laps left to go?
I didn't scream. It was just more like just pure disbelief. And like I just like you know the meme, it's like this it's cut and paste whatever it is of like any show, whatever. It's like watching F1 and she's like me recommending F1.
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time, and especially this race. Like I was screaming like crazy at the beginning of the race for Charles to take the lead. I was the yo-yo effect of him getting passed back and forth in the middle part of the race, and then the very end, I just wanted to end it all, man. It was just depressing just seeing him spin around, and then he was still driving. I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance, and then the cherry on top was just fucking George and Max passing him on the very last corner, and I just wanted to blow my brains out. So yeah, great time for your boy over here.
Cool. I'm glad because I'll tell you what, when I was watching it last 10 laps or so, I'm legit like writing my notes down, watching the race. Like, okay, it's kind of, we figured out what's going on. Boom, cut. Literally, Ryan, I'm making animal noises. I'm like, and then like he starts driving, and we're gonna get into it in a second, but like the fact that I had to like stare at George Russell's little mini box closing in on Leclerc. And then we lost him for like a second to watch Piastri come across the line. Like, pull back up Leclerc.
Right? Dude, they always do that shit. Always.
So then they had to they go into that corner and then they touch. I thought they were going to collide and Max can go all the way up into P4. That's what I thought was going to happen. But then they both pulled away and Russell gets ahead. And then Max, and I know that finish line is a little bit higher up. It's not right at the apex. It's a little bit higher up. And when Max went around Leclerc, I did the SpongeBob meme from the Krusty Krab manager announcement. I just went, woo! Dude, I lost it, man. I fucking lost it. I was like, all I can think of too is like, is specifically you, Ryan, because like, I was just thinking about like the joy you had for the opening part of the race. We had a flip flop. Your guy pulls out, was leading the race. My guy tumbles all the way down to 16th after the safety car. At the very end, they swap position. I was losing it, man.
I need to wear clown makeup the next time we record because I'm a clown for fucking rooting for this goddamn team, Sam. It's just pain. It's just pain.
It's rough.
I saw someone tweet after the race that being a Ferrari fan is just like training your mental resilience. It really is. But hey, we don't know though what the final pecking order is going to be because there is a sleuth of investigations happening right now with the stewards after the race. A laundry list so long, it's hard for me to even wrap my mind around. A lot of it does coincide with the last lap of this race, which was utter chaos, just like the beginning. George and Charles collided. George and Max collided with each other. Charles and Max collided with each other. Charles spins out, hits the wall, is under investigation for driving dangerously on track and also gaining an advantage, which I don't think that one's going to stick because he got passed by both of those guys.
Yes.
But we'll see. But the biggest one that I'm wondering is this one happened in the early stages of the race when Max pitted early. Can you explain this one to me a little bit? Because like I'm still having a hard time understanding it completely.
So it was during the safety car moment.
Yes.
Yeah. So Max is leaving. He went into the pit, and then as he was leaving the pit, the exit lane comes into the racetrack and then merges. But there's a solid white line like there is on the highway.
Oh, okay. Okay. He just crossed that. Yes.
Crossed over it a little early. And the thing is it supposed to be a slam dunk ruling? Because you look at it and he either crossed it or he didn't. And it's boom, boom. The fact that they want to investigate it after the race, a post-race investigation, usually means they want input from the driver to either defend themselves or incriminate themselves or whatever. But it's kind of like speeding in a pit lane. You're either going 1 mile per hour faster or you're not. There's really no argument against it. So the fact, and at this point, there was very little. I mean, I guess you had Gasly upside down and Hadjar cutting himself in the corner. You know,
we haven't even talked about it yet. We got to talk about that too.
Maybe hands were full for a moment, but it's one of those things that like, what do you need? Why are we not? Why are we waiting? It's been an hour and a half since the race has finished, and we still don't know what the results are from that.
And Crofty and Brundle were talking about it, and they saw the replays, and they said like clearly he crossed the line. Like it should be a slam dunk, like you said. That should easily be a 5-second penalty. Yeah. Nothing more. That would be egregious otherwise.
Either one. Like it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's just Sam, I'm going to be so pissed off if he walks into that room with the stewards and they're like, "Did you cross?" And he's like, "Clearly not." And they look at the photos and they're just like, "Yeah, you're right. Okay, no penalty." That is going to piss me off. That is going to piss me off tenfold, Sam. Especially if Charles gets a penalty for his last lap shenanigans. Like, hey, there's plenty of times where drivers in the end are just trying to push their car to the finish line. That's all he was doing, okay? So
and cutting corners and not able to stop it. I would agree with you, Ryan, if Russell and Max was not able to pass him because Leclerc was literally just not even driving that racetrack because he couldn't slow down. So it wasn't his fault. But he wasn't taking these turns. But because George and Max passed him, I think it's all fair. And then I think the bigger problem here, Ryan, is we haven't seen it. Why was this not in the replay? Why was Max not coming across the seat? Like, why is that? It's a topic of discussion. The announcers are talking about it. It's on our screen. Everybody knows about it. Why not give the fans the viewpoint? You know, like why do I not know about it?
It's a big scandal, Sam. They're just trying to protect Max.
What does Vegas know?
They're trying to protect Max, Sam. They're trying to protect him so he stays in the sport.
You're right. You're right.
Tinfoil hat time. Yep. It's a conspiracy, man. It's a conspiracy. But hey, we briefly just talked about it. Yeah. We should definitely address it. The reason why we had a safety car, our only safety car, which I also want to say took way longer to deploy than it should have. Yeah. It made no sense to me. Your poor boy Isaac. Yeah. Your poor boy Isaac. Yep. He clipped a wall a little quickly and lost his steering, and then just completely crashed into the next wall in that back chicane before the back straight. And seeing the frustration in him, I felt so bad for the guy. But it feels like the curse for the second seat at Red Bull is already in effect big time for him.
And he was a second slower on qualifying as well, Ryan.
I know.
Remember what Sam said 3 races ago? It's like, let's wait to see what the pressure gets to him and see what happens. No, I don't think it's anything that egregious, but there's a little bit there.
I know. And then on that, so to continue on, in my mind, safety car should have been immediately deployed because he has to literally walk onto the track to get out of his car in a chicane where it's a lot of cars flying by. But hey, FIA is like, we're still trying to figure out what went wrong with Max or whatever. Actually, that didn't happen yet, but besides the point. They let them race. And then literally like 30 seconds later, Liam clips Pierre into the hairpin at the end of the back straight. And poor Pierre literally just rolls over and flips his car once or twice, and he's out of the race. Liam's out of the race. Finally, there's a safety car. And that was all within like the first, 6 laps?
Yeah.
It was crazy, Sam.
Ryan.
Crazy.
The funniest part to me, though, is because these things happen back to back. You had Hadjar in the wall, and then 10 seconds later, Gasly upside down. The way it's presented on screen, Hadjar's in the wall, right? Stupid, 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 stupid.
For real, though.
Cut to Gasly just hanging from the rafters. Cut back to Hadjar. Stupid, 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 stupid. The motherfucker gets out of the car and he's still going. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Like, I want that to be a hot mic, man, because he was going at it. It was like that might be a small fault for Hadjar because he was really down on himself when he went out on his first race in Australia when he crashed before the race even started. He was stupid. He was crying. This one just seemed pure, like, self-deprecating, man. I was like, someone needs to get that kid some ice cream.
He doesn't deserve it, though, Sam. He made a simple mistake.
That's true. Ice creams are for winners. You're right.
Yeah.
Ice creams are for
losers.
And
you know who only deserves ice cream this race is Kimi.
Kimi? Yeah. Yep. He's still a kid?
He is a kid. Which, Sam, we have history that has happened this weekend. Kimi is now the only driver in F1 history to get 3 consecutive poles and 3 wins. And I forget if it's his when he first started winning races, technically.
Like his first 3 races are all consecutive?
Yeah, so there's only 3 drivers when they got poles for the first time, I believe. No, not poles for the first time. Well, okay, please remind me. Mm-hmm. This might not get into the pod. When Kimi got his first pole last year, was that for the actual race or was that for the sprint race at Miami?
I believe it was a sprint race, but I could be wrong on that.
Okay, I thought so too. I believe the record it's Kimi, Schumacher, and I forget the other guy got for their first 3 poles consecutively, and then there was another record where it's Schumacher, someone else, and Kimi that got their first 3 wins in a row, but no one has done it with their first 3 poles that coincided with their first 3 wins. Kimi's the only one now to hold that record.
Wow.
So, the kid's looking good.
Yeah, you're right. He did them both because he joins Michael Schumacher and Senna as the only drivers to get their first 3 poles consecutively.
Thank you.
And then it's Damon Hill and Mika Häkkinen who are the only one to get their first 3 wins consecutively. So Kimi hasn't been able to do both, which is
yes.
Honestly, Ryan, rewind to race 1, race 2, and race 3. And there's another person we would be talking about this entire time, which is George Russell. And the fact the fact that we are about half an hour into this pod already, and we have not mentioned this guy's name, is bad press for George Russell.
Bad press. That's no press.
That's worse. The worst kind of press, man. And now he's George is 20 points behind Kimi. George has a problem.
He's in the hot seat.
Yes, because the thing is, yeah, that's three in a row, and I think you could, man, you could argue that China was a fluke because
Yes.
of things. Japan, safety car helper. This one, through and through, pole to end.
Yeah. And Kimi had a horrible start, as we already talked about,
again.
but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And that dude was able to close it out still.
I was ready to attack Kimi today, depending on what he did, because I was actually really disappointed with him in the sprint race because he lost it and he got penalized for it afterwards for his infringements. And I was like, there it is. That's the small things that's going to get Kimi. But the fact that he got pole by a significant margin where George could not both times, or not, he didn't. Did he get pole in the sprint race?
No.
No, got close, higher up there, right?
Yeah.
Outperformed George both events, and then to bring it home in a glorious way today is insane, and it's insane. He's in the hot seat. He is cooking. Yeah, George should be scared. George should be scared.
Yeah, it is. I said this at the end of Japan. It's shaping up, Sam, to a repeat of Danny and Max at Red Bull. It feels like George should be scared. He better lock the fuck in and find himself if he wants to have a chance at, one, winning this championship, and two, saving his seat, it feels like, because you've had years of preparation for this moment, and you're letting not the rookie, but essentially the rookie outshine you. And it's crazy to say that. And
Toto was pretty chummy with Max this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's like some TikToks of them talking to each other on the grid walk, smiling and handshaking. They've always been cordial, but James Bond villain, he's always looking for his next person, man. His next little under.
Always, man.
Yeah, I don't know. This sport, Ryan, does not bring out the best of me.
What makes you say that?
I'm is a sadist who enjoys other people's pain in sports, like in the context.
I think it's masochist.
Is it
right?
masochist?
No.
One of them,
So
like,
I think sadist. You might be right. I think you're right.
Someone go to Pornhub and type in masochist and see what pops up. It's sadist. So tell me what type.
Chat. Please tell us in the comments which one it is. That's what we want to know this weekend. Someone, we know there's a gooner out there somewhere. Go find out for us, okay?
This gets published. Is this made for kids? No. So I like it when the sadist, I'm pretty sure, derives pleasure from other people's pain.
So you really enjoy it when I'm in pain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it helps. It helps. When Max fucks up and then I receive all those text messages and the ha-has, and I kind of like bury it. And then when I see Leclerc get passed by Max, I let out like the hugest whoop for P5. I'm like, I gotta go. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't like seeing people succeed in Formula One sometimes.
Same.
So like, I don't know. I don't know if I want Kimi to get his like first win right away, his first championship win. I feel like I feel like George deserves a little bit more. But if he can't bring the game.
Nah, I love it. Because in my mind, Sam, sorry, Kimi is
the
the next prodigy. He's the next Max
true.
in my mind. He's the next Max. And I think if he can do it in his second season, Sam, he literally is doing something that Lewis Hamilton did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or not 20 years ago, but close.
Close.
Like
actually,
that is crazy, and that's really cool to see. Like I'm
at this
like point,
I'm
rooting for
infringing
Kimi
on
at
Max's
this point.
greatness. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shut up. I'm rooting for Kimi at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool if George won it, but like, he's too busy bitching, pissing, and moaning about the car. And like, oh, that's another part. He got so pissy about forgetting about the strat after the safety car came in, and he was bitching about the team. And then Brundle and Crofty are like, oh, well, I mean, he forgot it too. And it's just like, sorry, like, that's a driver error too. Like, you can't blame the team when you're the one in the cockpit that should remember that.
Hey, I have that same line of thinking for Lando Norris's post-race radio call. he said, "I don't know how we lost that one." I'm like, "Brother, you're the one who's driving,
dude, right?
You're in the car."
Another reason why I'm happy Kimi won. I didn't want Lando to win this shit. Man, we really are haters.
And if Max and Leclerc is not going for the championship, the cool down rundown is after you.
Right. But speaking of the McLaren drivers, they did secure P2 and P3 this race.
Yes. Most improved.
They are the most improved team for sure. They do look good. They have carried their momentum of keeping their tires cool during races from last season, and that terrifies me.
Yep.
I think the door is open for so many teams right now. Maybe not for the championship just yet, but for P2, P3, and the constructors, it's wide open.
It is. I think you're 100% right, Ryan. McLaren definitely most improved, better on their tires, and I think Lando's better on his tires than Oscar is generally, which is like just a problem between like the difference between the two of them. Sexy.
Also sexy.
Cold open.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting because we started off with Mercedes being fully dominant, with the Ferraris throwing in some wrenches here and there. And we said, Ferrari's going to have a perfect race, perfect strategies to win. Now we got McLaren pulling up the rear, coming in. They did their homework. I feel like McLaren finally figured out how to like read the instruction book on how to use their engine from Mercedes. And they're like, oh, English. Here's the button for it. Like they finally figured it out. And they're doing much better.
They were given the instruction book on their engine in Braille.
Yeah,
that was the issue. They had to fucking learn that.
What the fuck is that? Red Bull made some improvements. Max was way happier this weekend with it. You could just tell with the interviews and everything, even though he wasn't. I mean, he got P2 in qualifying. I wish he had a more solid race start to see how he would do. But it's to me, it's exciting that Red Bull's in there, at least Max is. And we still haven't seen like a good Max in a good position because of his spin out at the beginning, because of the, I guess, Hail Mary strategy call. He wasn't a part of the big boy fight. So who knows what he can still do. I said that in Australia as well, and China did not make it any better. So hopefully Canada. Hopefully Canada. But it's exciting. I think we got some cool things to look forward to in the upcoming weeks.
I agree. Well, okay, we have something to look forward to in Canada. After that,
Monaco.
We have a snooze fest of a fucking race. Just strap in and get excited for qualifying because that's it. Well, hold on. Maybe I should be optimistic, Sam. Maybe these cars will bring something new to
this
that
was
track.
The best Miami race we've seen. It could be the best Monaco race we've seen.
You know what? I'm going to be pessimistic until proven otherwise. Fuck that track. Blow it up, I say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sam, one more thing I wanted to talk about real fast
Please.
is the commentary. Can we just talk about that real fast?
Please. The commentary and the direction. Like the TV direction.
Bad.
It was bad.
It was bad,
It's pretty bad.
Sam. For multiple reasons. First off, Brundle was sick, and they still had him out there interviewing drivers and talking to the press corps, all this stuff. Like, why are you having a older man,
80-year-old man,
sickly old man out there,
keep him where he's supposed
grinding
to be
away in the Florida heat,
in the Oval Office? I agree, dude. It was in qualifying that he literally, like, he was mid-sentence, and he just starts losing it, like coughing and hacking up. Crofty did a decent job at like continuing over. You could hear the the background, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick from thing." Sprint race horrible, and then they sent this old man to go down and interview the top 3 drivers. It was bad. It was bad. He sounded better today, but they were both off their game. They were misquoting who was doing what, getting the calls wrong. They were talking during like some major moments where like racing action happened. Like literally, George goes to pull up against Lewis Hamilton. I'm like, will you guys shut the fuck up and tell me what's going on here? It was blasphemy, man. It was pretty bad. I thought it was pretty bad.
It was very bad, and it just like they were just off their game in general.
Yeah.
Like Crofty included today, because usually like I love Crofty. I think he is a great commentator. Today, I almost regret not watching or listening to the F1 live commentary because it was just it was nonsense what they were saying. It was nonsensical. They couldn't complete thoughts, and it was just like a bunch of mumbled up words. It was just bad direction all around.
Dude, it was 10 laps left to go because honestly, it was the most boring part of the entire race, and part of it was because of the commentary on it. Not much is happening, but hey, that's your job is to kind of make it interesting where you can. And what are they talking about? It's such a good idea that F1 has pushed forward the race by 3 hours. It's we should really be thanking the FIA and thanking you, our viewers, for tuning in. Our construction crew people are going to have to be probably working in the rain as they pull it down. I'm like, can we get back to what's going on in the racetrack? Like, come on. I agree, dude. I was very let down by the commentary, and I love me some Crofty, and I love me some Crofty Brundle. Get Nico Rosberg in there. That's all I got to say.
True.
It's the easiest thing to do. You want to make money, put the Rosberg in.
All I gotta say is, gentlemen, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Just like how they need to do for the cool down room. But that's
you do
whatever.
this in my home country, just because you're on the soil you lost
in my home
doesn't mean you can't give it your all.
But hey,
don't make me get Danica Patrick back on there.
Oh no, that's where we draw a line, Sam.
Too far.
Can't
Make that one work.
Some other quick things I just wanted to point out.
Yes, please.
Alpine had a very good weekend all in all. Like for the sprint race, they both drove very well, Pierre and Franco. If Pierre didn't get fucking clipped and flipped during the beginning part of this race,
absolutely mugged in broad daylight,
I imagine he would have had an excellent race too. Yeah. But that also got to highlight how well Franco did this weekend. Yeah. Franco had a great drive, and before he pitted, he was up to P4, Sam. Yeah. He finished P8, which was his best finish ever in F1. I'm very pleased with him. Very pleased with Alpine. It's kind of cool actually seeing that team fight to be in the top 10 now. So hats off to them.
P8 for Franco, Ryan, is best of the rest. That's behind the McLarens, the Mercedes, the Ferraris, and a Max.
Yeah.
That is literally the best position you can get after the top 4 teams. Like, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Who were you about to get into? Aston Martin?
That was the very last thing I just wanted to point out. Okay, so we are at a point now with Aston Martin, Sam, where you could say they are improving a little bit. And what I mean by that is both drivers finished the race this time. In Japan, it was only Fernando. Lance still DNF because the car was literally just vibrating so much it would cause nerve damage. So good job that they could finish a race. However, Sam, a new stat happened this weekend. This is how you know how bad it is for them. Their fastest time as of Saturday, whether that was from practice or from sprint qualifying or from it was qualifying. Okay, thank you. Their fastest time was still slower than the slowest F2 car this weekend. Their car is a fucking stinker right now on the grid. That's bad. That is so bad.
That's pretty bad. And then, taking from a coworker of mine who is like absolutely flabbergasted that Aston Martin is doing this bad. The fact that like Aston Martin is doing that bad is actually kind of crazy because they are a name brand competitor. It is a huge name brand, man. You have your Mercedes, your McLarens, your Ferraris. Aston Martin should be right up there, man. They got the money. They got the prestige. They got the driver. They got Alonso. They got a driver. They got the money behind them. They've got
they have a good
they
have a good engine supplier too. Like Honda did great for Red Bull, and it's crazy that like this generation of cars is just not clicking.
It's not, and it's embarrassing. And then honestly, the F2 stat, Ryan, crazy.
That is
honestly
crazy.
Really crazy.
That is crazy. Like if Fernando was on track in the F2 race in his F1 car, he would be losing. That's insane to say. So, Crofty, Brundle, get your shit together.
Aston
Martin, get your shit together.
Williams, just trim up a little bit for the summer. I know we're all trying to lose a little bit of extra weight, but if you can just trim a little bit, they did.
They got double points.
Double
in the top 10. Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, that's an improvement. I think they're second most improved.
Yeah, they needed 4. They had 4 DNFs. They are, I would say, they are second improved. Definitely a step up. They got a while to go to keep going. Audi still have plenty of work to do. They had today. Hulkenberg did not finish, and Bortoleto 12. Not too bad.
Not bad. And I mean Cadillac, happy to be there.
Yeah,
they got home race. Perez got some good passes.
Yeah.
But they're just there.
They're there. Keep going, Rocky. you know.
You go when you want
That's
to.
how I feel. You got a whole year.
Hey, honestly, wait, Sam, they're the third most improved.
Yeah.
Nothing broke off their
true.
car this weekend. So,
That's true.
hey, at least stuff is holding down at least. And they also had a cool livery. I like their
cool
livery.
Yeah. I wish it was more pronounced, honestly. I liked it, but it needed to be more different than what they normally run.
Real fast, Sam, I do need to apologize to you. Racing Bulls absolutely just fucking cooks with their liveries.
Yeah,
their
great.
regular livery and then their special livery for Japan and Miami.
They got the sauce.
Very good. Very good. So hats off. You were right about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ryan, anything else you want to talk about for the race?
Not about the race, but I do want to just make a quick note. Typically at this point, we would talk about the Ryan point system. Because that there are so many investigations happening with the drivers right now, we don't know what the final order is going to be. So we are holding on that until we do the preview episode for Canada here in a couple weeks. I will give the full report then and update the standings at that point. We just don't know where everything's going to be, and I don't want to confuse our listeners with wrong numbers and updates that way. So just give us some time, and we'll report them.
And if you have a problem with it, take it up with the stewards. Okay, they could have fixed this a while ago. It's their fault. We could have probably had something cooked up. So don't blame me or Ryan. Not our fault.
Yeah, blame the FIA, as we always do.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, this gets us into our awards.
Yes.
The Miami Grand Prix. Well, there's only one way to really celebrate that.
Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
Ooh.
I say we start with, our safe driver,
Okay.
designated driver,
Designated. Yes.
person you can always trust to get you home in a safe manner, and other caveats into it. Ryan, who do you have as your safe driver of the day for the Miami Grand Prix?
You might disagree here, but
Okay.
I want to throw out Franco.
Oh, okay.
I think Franco just had a very good race. I think it was impressive for that young driver to do it in not the best car, an okay car, best of the rest.
Yep.
At one point, he was fighting for fourth, before the pits, finished tied for his second best finish ever in F1. I was just very impressed with it. I think it's easy to say Kimi. I think it's easy to say Lando or Oscar. But I just wanted to shout out someone else on the grid. So, yeah, my pick is Franco. What about you?
I recognize your French team driver, and I go, "Puh!" And I want to go with Kimi Antonelli. I thought he did a solid job.
Basic.
Yeah, well, I think, I told you I wanted to go into this week actually hating Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, and you're giving him an award, Sam. What the fuck?
That's how much he impressed me, man. Because the fact is, again, this is his first race that I feel like he had a full stamp on win, and he didn't have the most dominant car. He literally had Lando Norris be the best Lando Norris has been this entire year, which is technically the championship defender, going against
Allegedly.
He has the number 1 on the car, apparently.
I can't read.
Kimi also has the number 1 on it too. He's number 12, so he's number 1, 2. If you think about it. So him just having Lando on his ass the entire time.
Okay.
If you don't,
I'll concede.
If you don't,
no, I'll concede. That makes sense. When you argue it that way, you are right. I'm fine with that.
all right. Well, good. I'm glad you agree with proper wisdom, Ryan.
Yeah. Kind of lucky. Yeah. All right, Sam. we have our designated, but we always have someone that's a little too drunk and get a little tipsy-turvy and might crash into some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sam, who is your drunk driver of the day?
It's got to be Max Verstappen.
Thank you.
This is the guy that's like revving up at the light, like, you want to go? You want to go?
Okay. I'm happy to give it to Max, but I did have some other contenders too.
All right.
My other contenders were Isaac and Liam as well, because Isaac made just such a simple mistake that caused such a bad accident, and then he was just so self-deprecating on himself. Really beating the shit out of himself. And then fucking Liam literally made a car flip over. Like that.
He went home.
He did a hit and run, Sam. He
went in the garage.
Run. Like, I think any of these guys are deserving of it. I think you could give it to Max. I think you could give it to Isaac, or you can give it to Liam.
The only
there's a lot of drivers that are suspect of drinking a little too much this weekend.
That's true. The only reason why I said Max is because he had so many little incidences, locked up, spun out, literally
bumper cars galore.
Bumper cars galore. I think he might have even touched Liam at some point. He definitely got scrappy with Lewis Hamilton. He did touch George once or twice, like in the later end of the season.
And Charles and Alex.
And, so this is a guy that's just kind of like,
he's got a rap sheet.
But I kind of like he has a rap sheet. He is he's a repeat offender. I kind of like Lawson. I kind of like the idea that he quickly drove home and closed the garage doors.
I mean, I feel like that feels like a slam dunk to me.
That feels like a drunk driver move.
Yeah.
There's an APB out for him right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, actually, there is an APB out for him right now because he's under investigation and probably getting a penalty for Canada. So,
which is also another thing. I was telling the person I was watching the race with that I wish they would make a decision on that, because they could have just thrown Lawson out there for a lap and serve his penalty, and then he didn't like what everybody else does. They don't even have the option to do that. So I don't know. Yeah, another thing to be mad about against the Stewarts this weekend.
So are we giving it to Liam, or are we giving it to Max?
I'm down for Liam. I am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations, Liam.
You won.
You're going to jail.
Miami jail.
Vice City, baby.
Yeah. Alligator Alcatraz.
All right, Sam. We got to figure this out. Last award. Our mad dad, our pissed off experienced driver. Yep. Who do you got?
For me, it's got to be Leclerc.
Okay. I'm open to this.
Okay.
I'm open to this, but I have a few other options. Right. This was a race where so much happened. I couldn't just narrow it down immediately. Sure. So happy for your input. I have Charles. I also have Max, because he was just fucking a deranged driver, and he was also getting so pissy too on the radio sometimes. Really? When Alex clipped him, he was just like, he fucking hit me. Max, you hit everyone on the grid today. Calm down.
See?
But also George.
Okay.
I also had George in there too.
Okay.
Because he also had some hot mic moments.
He did.
But I'm open with any of these. I agree. I think Charles is a very good choice as well.
I'm gonna stick with Leclerc, because I feel like George was whiny dad. Maybe it's that Britishness off of him that I just don't like. I like George.
Who do you hate, Sam, real fast? Who do you hate more, the French or the British at this point? We're really going to alienate our audience here.
The French. The ones that don't speak my language. Duh.
Damn, and you always bitch about the British bias, though.
Well,
that's crazy.
If I was watching this in the French commentary, maybe we'd have different ideas. But I think George just comes off as a little whiny more than mad. And also, I think Max being mad dad doing the moves he was in the car isn't so mad as pissed off, but mad as in crazy Mad Max style racing. I could see him literally run Lewis off the road and have an evil shit-eating grin on his face when he did it, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Leclerc's for me,
he just loves it for the game.
Yeah. For me, Leclerc was because he got on the radio. The one message I specifically remember, he's like, why did we do this? Why do we pit when it's going to rain? And he's like, maybe you can include me into these decisions.
Yes.
When you do this.
And that's why I wrote him down too.
And I think the funny part about that, Ryan, is that if you know Leclerc, you're like, oh, he's pissed. But like, and it's like you're over at your friend's house, right? And then you have to call your dad, and your dad says something on the phone call, and you as a friend are like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." You're like, "No, you don't get it. My dad's pissed. That's how he gets when he's angry.
He's gonna beat me later." Actually,
Soft spoken on the phone or in public. But
what you couldn't hear is him unfastening his belt, ready to whoop my ass.
Yes, yeah, that's the vibe I was getting from Leclerc.
Poor Brian. Poor Brian's probably feeling it right now.
He's just sweating.
Yep. I'm fine with that. I think Charles is deserving of it.
Well, Leclerc, congratulations. You get Mad Dad. I think it's the first Leclerc Mad Dad. Honestly, it doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I've said those words before in those conjunctions.
That's kind of crazy though. We'll have to go back because there's plenty of times where he's had some great hot mic moments.
Yeah. Whoever is our biggest fan, go back and listen through all the episodes.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Let us know.
Because we're not going to do it.
If you can put in an Excel chart that's already pre-built, that'd be great. You get a shout out.
We should honestly do that, but I'm lazy.
Dude, totally. Yeah, 100%. We should totally have these things lined up. And then at the end of the year, we could have how many designated drunks and mads we've had if we were actually good at our job, Ryan. Yes.
Hey. It's building blocks, Sam. That's a year 3 problem, okay? Fuck us right now, okay?
It could be a year 2 problem if one happy chatter would like to have an unpaid internship for the cool down rundown.
It's a great experience, y'all. I promise you.
It's a great CV builder, man. I'm telling you.
We will get you the best letter of recommendation you ever need for a minimum wage job.
Yeah, dude. That's funny. Anyways, we are... Dude, Brian, it sucks. We got back, and it's 2 weeks off until the next race. You know?
I know. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, at least it's in Canada. I'm a big fan of Canada.
Me too. It's one of my favorite tracks.
It's one of my favorite tracks.
It's a great track.
It's a fun track. Things seem to happen. It's playing places to pass. I'm actually really looking forward to it. So I think it's going to be a good one. Perhaps Mercedes comes in with a new package and just whips everybody around with their dick. I don't know. But who knows? Maybe we'll get the first Max win of the season.
Maybe. We're not going to see a Ferrari win. I've already given up on that. Yeah. So we'll find out soon, buddy. I'll see you then.
All right, man. See you then.